All right. Here we are. Maybe I should turn that down a little bit. Let me just check this real quick. Oh, no. All right. I'm going to do obviously a live stream here. I don't know how long we'll go. I'm just kind of checking out the nighttime action to see how it is. Still trying to figure out the schedule, blah, blah, blah. But I wanted to touch on a couple things tonight because they made me very angry. I wasn't going to stream. I've been trying to stream the last couple days, and I wasn't going to. Just I get tired, man, and so scroll through X or TikTok or something, and of course I find something that pisses me off and start streaming it. So I'm just gonna double check that everything is live. Okay. All right. So that sounds good. But yeah, so talking about the war on whites. If you're unfamiliar, look around. It's everywhere. Um, I made a post earlier, or a reply earlier, because you can scroll through Twitter, right? And you can just find tons of anti white hatred. It's totally normalized. And it's not just Twitter, obviously. It's everywhere. TikTok, it's on TV, Netflix. It's totally acceptable to preach hatred towards white people. And it blows my mind because growing up, we were all taught to be colorblind and racism is bad and we should all learn to get along together and melting pot and all this other bullshit. And it turns out uh, that was just for white people. White people were the ones who were supposed to be colorblind. White people were the ones who were supposed to not be racist. Um, and we weren't. And we still aren't, unfortunately. But it's cost us dearly. We're on the verge of losing our country. We're on the verge of losing rights. I mean, we practically have lost our freedom of speech, right? Go out and protest right now. Go ahead, see what happens. Go out and protest for white rights right now and watch what happens. You're very likely to end up in jail because they'll catch you on a technicality, and it could be white people arresting you for this because uh, there's these fucking lefty white people, man, these liberal white people who hate white people, especially white men, more than anything in the world, and they will gladly lock you up um, for being pro-white without a second thought. And I know that there's a lot of you out there that think this is crazy, that this is just complaining and moaning and crying, because there's people in my family that I talk to about this, and and they agree with me on a lot of it, but they don't see it like I see it. They don't think it's as big a problem as I do. And believe me, it's a major problem. If we don't wake up soon, we're all very likely to suffer a horrible fate. These people want us dead, and they're not hiding that. So think about that. So let's just go to one example here. Uh, should I jump to that first? Uh, Let me see here. Oops.
Cambridge University has.
So I saw this yesterday. Um, so I'll play this real quick, just so we can dip our toes in and
updated its curriculum on Cambridge University has updated its curriculum on Anglo-Saxon, Norse, and Celtic history and plans to now teach that Anglo-Saxons did not exist as a distinct ethnic group, stating that the change is in a bid to combat racism and nationalism.
Listen to that one more time.
Group, stating that the change is in a did not exist as a distinct history and plans to now teach that Anglo-Saxons did not exist as a distinct ethnic group.
They're very clearly and methodically erasing our history. You all remember when they were tearing statues down 2015, 2016. They were tearing down Confederate statues. And who was it? Trump? I think it was Trump that said something along the lines of, basically people were like, oh, okay, well, it's Confederate statues. Maybe they're offended by these things, and I can see how that would bother them and stuff like that. First of all, it's part of history. Second of all, how can you be offended about something that happened so long ago? It's total BS, man. It's total BS. For most of those people out there tearing the statues down, it was just an excuse to destroy something. And for the white liberals out there that were doing it, it is they just want to feel like they're part of something, and that still continues to this day. So they're erasing our history. You see it. You see it here, where she's explaining it. You saw it with the statues, and once you get an eye for this, you'll start to see it everywhere. Beyonce, what didn't she win like number one country artist of the year? Now you've got all these black people who say the original cowboys were all black and white people stole that too. I don't know how you steal cowboys from somebody, but apparently we stole that too. We stole that from black people too. Um, there's all these things going around. Black people invented all this stuff. There's tons of threads on Twitter and TikTok and everywhere of black people saying, "What would y'all do if we just take all of our inventions and create our own place?" And we're like, "There is none, dude. There is none." But they believe that there is. They believe they created the automobile, the iPhone, electricity, the internet, all these things, man. And then people believe it. And I know you think it sounds stupid, and you're like, oh, whatever, that's just for stupid people. But there's a lot of fucking stupid people, and they are buying into this crap, hook, line, and sinker. If you want to know how stupid people are, go look up a Darman sketch. Darman on YouTube. This guy has these like terrible videos of these outrageously ridiculous situations. Like one was a white woman that had came up to a group of basketball players where one was a black kid in a wheelchair, and she literally pulled a whip out of her purse, started calling him all kinds of racist shit and whipping him, right? And there's people in the comments of those videos that believe what they're seeing. They believe that it happened or that it is happening. I'm not sure if they believe the video is like real or if they just believe that it's based on real things. But either way, go look these videos up. There's plenty of them. By the way, Darman, I believe this last year was appointed to the NFL's head of kindness or something like that. So believe me, people buy into this shit, and stupid people are dangerous. If you haven't figured that out by now, man, um, like I said, go watch some Darman sketches and read the comments, and tell me that that doesn't terrify you. The level of stupidity that we're dealing with in this country, it's really bad.
Stating that the change is in a bid to combat racism and nationalism.
They want to erase your history to combat racism and nationalism. First of all, why is nationalism some kind of bad word? It's not for anybody else. I bet she or any of these other people that believe this crap won't go to Africa and tell them not to have a sense of nationality. So, not nationalism isn't bad. American nationalism, white nationalism, is bad. But that's the only one.
Blasphemy! In general, AF
They believe that racism, or not even race, because most of the time we're not talking about real racism, we're talking about what they perceive to be racism. So, what they call racism in their mind, which isn't even racism usually, is worse than genociding a whole group of people. That's what we're dealing with, people. We need to wake up because I'm going to show you a clip here in a minute that I'm tired of seeing. And we've got to do something about it.
Sensi teaching seeks to dismantle the basis of myths of nationalism, that there ever was a British, English, Scottish, Welsh or Irish people with a coherent and ancient ethnic identity, by showing students just how constructed and contingent these identities are and always have
been.
been.
Can you hear that?
The university will also teach that there has never been any actual Scottish, Welsh, or Irish identities with ancient roots, as they were also constructed. While some academics agree on the term Anglo-Saxon is problematic, there's far from a consensus, as the term is well established in historical and academic vocabulary.
I'd rather fight beside you than any army of thousands. Let no man forget how menacing we are. We are lions. You know what's there?
I'm sure these notifications are from. So this is a comment to me. This is the only white man that has been held accountable, and it's a picture of Charlie Kirk. So, understand what this is saying here. First of all, they don't believe that any white man has ever been held accountable for anything. Tweaker bitch 950. Oh, man. Except for Charlie Kirk. So, what does that tell you? That this is how they want to hold white men accountable, by shooting them in the neck. Still don't believe me, huh? Watch this video here. Watch this. And this isn't even. Look at the hashtag. Leave black people alone. I don't know how this bullshit got started where they're constantly saying that. Just stay out of black people business. Mind your business. Dude, I don't know who you're talking to, because me and everybody I know does everything we can to fucking avoid you people, man. Like a plague. My guess is that this guy stepped on his shoes, or I don't know, wrinkled his shirt somehow, or perhaps at worst said the forbidden word that only is forbidden for who? White people. I mean, what is this? This is like kindergarten level stuff. Anyway, whatever the man did or didn't do, most likely, this was the result of it. Getting kicked in the head when he's down. Kicked in the face. Facing away. Hit in the back of the head. Now, my first thing on this video here, how many times have we seen videos like this? Where for whatever reason, I don't care if the guy said that. I'm on YouTube right now, so I don't care if the guy said the N-word or not. This ain't how you react to that. And yeah, I'm not one of those people who believe that you should be able to say whatever you want to somebody and not get your head caved in. But Give me a break, man. But more importantly, look at this guy. Get up, bro. Whatever you did or didn't do, it doesn't matter now. You're not going to make a case to this fucking animal that it's not worth it because he doesn't care. This man wants to beat and kill white people. It's as simple as that. All he needs is a fucking excuse. And he found one in this man. And this white man ain't doing nothing about it.
Come here.
Cover, get up off the ground, man.
Come here. What you want to do, huh? Come on, what you want to do?
Yeah, stop. You get up and you make him stop, man. I'm tired of seeing white people cower like this. I understand why you do it. I understand how we've gotten here. Number one, a lot of us, we don't want to be confrontational. Too bad, man. The other main reason for that is something that I commented down here, which I firmly believe is the reason that we see quite a few of these videos like this, where the white man just won't defend his fucking self. So I said, must be nice to act like a total animal at the slightest offense anytime and never have to face any real consequences. One day, black men will be held as accountable as white men. So this ain't the old days anymore. Once again, another fucking non wants to hold me accountable for shit that happened long before either of us was born. And this is what they believe. They believe this shit, man. I hear this. This ain't just online talk. I hear this shit out in the real world, man. I've seen it in the real world. I've been in it. Unlike a lot of the liberals out there, I don't have the luxury of living far away from the decisions I make for other citizens. I have to live with these fucking people, man. And I always have. And I'm tired of it. We're not the same. Their moral compass does not point north like ours does. They believe that you can kick a man in the head when he's down, punch him in the back of the head, cave his head in over a fucking word, over a word that they use multiple times a day. Just look at what he posted. Those them Black History Month hits. These people are out for blood, man. They feel like they have a right to vengeance, and they're getting it. It's you, white man, you who thinks that we can talk our way out of this shit. That if we just stop the hate, if we just be colorblind and stamp out racism and hate has no home here. It's you that thinks that we can deal with shit that way. We're beyond that, man. We're beyond that. A kid just got his throat cut. Those days are done. It ain't the olden days anymore. Yeah, it ain't the 90s anymore, man. This generation of fucking punks, they're out for blood. And a lot of them are getting it. And a lot of them, which is what I was talking about here, will face no consequences. What is it like? How many murders go unsolved? 40% or something like that? Whatever it is. Who does that benefit? Who's getting away with those murders? These soft on crime reporting stats that we've seen. I saw a video of a woman who was walking down the street, got punched in the back of the head by a non for no reason. Pretty young girl. She tried to report it to the non-emergency line, could never get through, so that went unreported. How many of those type of things do you think happen every day? The shit that gets unreported. How many times have we seen white where it says race and there's a picture of a black man or a Mexican guy or whatever else? All these things, man. They want us dead, and they are succeeding at it because we have white men like this who won't stand the fuck up and fight back. And I get it, man. I get it. January 6th was one of the last pieces of the puzzle that they could have done to demoralize us. That was the last thing they wanted to see was a group of Americans. There was all kinds of Americans there. I shouldn't say that. There was all kinds of people there, black, white, Mexican, all that stuff. But I believe it was majority white. And the sentiment there, the right leaning stuff was certainly a majority of white people. And they stamped that shit out. They call that worse than 9/11. They say that we killed police officers. I don't know why I said we. I wasn't there or anything like that, but you know what I mean when I say we. They say that we killed police officers that day, and people believe him, and it's not true. Two people died that day. Roseanne Boylan, who was stomped and beat to death by a fat black Capitol police officer, and oh, why is her name escaping me now? Renee, was it Renee? What was her name? Anyway, two people that were on the right that were killed by Capitol police officers. Both of them were black. Those are the only people that died on January 6th. Two people. Not quite the 3,000 that happened September 11th. But they put those people in jail. Some of those people were in jail for years without ever seeing a judge or anything like that. Those people were political prisoners and they did not get due process. A big chunk of those people did not get any sort of due process. And they never would have if Trump didn't win. And I got my own problems with Trump too, man, but at least he did that. That was meant to demoralize us. The way they handled that was meant to demoralize us. They want to stop us from ever standing up and fighting back again. And a lot of people took the hint, myself included, man. You don't see me out on the street corners protesting, ready to fight people and stuff like that because I know what's going to happen. They're going to lock my ass up. What do you think is going to happen to this black man right here? Just consider,
That's what I'm showing you
consider
this
all
shit.
this. First of all, he's in the military. To me, the way he handled that, I mean, there's no honor in the way he's fighting this man. Um, so that alone should be a discharge. And because it's a military, he may get some sort of action, but it's unlikely. You got this asshole standing here watching it. I'm not sure what he's watching for, but it looks white to me. If that was a black man standing there, he wouldn't be standing there. He'd be beating on that white man too. So this is what I'm saying. White men, we need to start doing the same shit, man. They they are at war with you. Whether you think you're at war or not, they are at war with you. And they have been for much longer than any of us really want to talk about. Because we talk about the 90s like it was this great time and all that shit. And it was pretty great. Um, Race relations, I think, were probably about the best they'd been. But even then, there was a lot of black people who hated white people, man. And they used slavery as the reason for all the shit. They've based their entire personality, their entire identity off of shit they saw in Hollywood movies. How much of that shit, not in the movies, but how much of the history of slavery is even true, man? I have a feeling because we know there's some other things that happened in history that they were less than honest about. I don't think they've been truthful with us about slavery. I think that's pretty obvious. And look at this. Hold on. I didn't even notice the guy that posted this, FBA Freedman. So this is more slavery bullshit. Trump supporter, ICE supporter. Immigrants didn't build America. They couldn't build their own countries. Cowards flee. So this guy's a fucking Trump supporter, and look what he's post. I want you guys to understand. I didn't even catch this. Understand what we're talking about here. This guy is a FBA, Foundational Black Americans Freedmen. So he thinks he's a descendant of slaves. I've seen a lot of people who think they're the descendant of slaves, which makes no fucking sense because there wasn't that many fucking slaves here. So the math ain't really adding up, but that doesn't matter to them. They don't give a fuck about that. All they care about is, can I say the right words that let me do this to a white man? If you think that there is anything going on, they talk about leave black people alone, mind your business, all that shit that they live rent free in our heads, dude. Trust me when I tell you, I don't know how many of y'all grown up around black people. But I'm telling you right now, that's them. When they pop their head off the fucking pillow in the morning, this is what they're thinking about doing. I don't know why. Is it just the brainwashing, the propaganda that taught them that slavery was, this, which, great. Yes, obviously it was horrible, all that shit. I guess. I'm not even really sure about that anymore. I'm not even sure I care. But is that, you know, that propaganda, they want to beat this white man here in 2026 for shit that happened then? You can't tell me that that's a logical thought to have. How, how do you arrive at that? There is no concept in the black community of togetherness, of working together, moving on, and forgetting about the shit in the past because none of us were there for it. There's no concept of that, man. There is none of that. That only exists in white people, and it's been proven that with the when they looked at the jury pools and stuff like that, black people let off black people disproportionately, Mexicans let off Mexicans disproportionately. White people are the only one with an outgroup preference who will hold their own more accountable than they should be while letting black and browns off at exponential rates. We're our own fucking worst enemies, man. Get tribal now, white man, or die. I'm sick of seeing this shit, man. Stand up, dude. Fight back. White men don't want to do it because we know that we'll be held accountable. This white man says the wrong thing, or God forbid he actually wins this fight, right? And ends up hurting this guy. He's going to go to prison for a hate crime. No doubt about it. And he fucking knows that. So does the pussy ass black dude. He knows it too. That's why they act the way they do. That's why they do this shit right here, because they know they can get away with it. Because we've allowed them to get away with it. So here's more posts. You can see this. This is happening because white people don't know how to stop fucking with black people. Because you guys can't control your racist nature like animals, you have to dominate others and a narrative. Leave us alone. Sheesh, you fucking animals. This is happening because, white. First of all, nobody knows. This is a 20-second video that starts out with a black man laying his hands on a white man. Now, I'm going to do another white thing here and tell you that what I just said is something that only white people think, right? This is a 20-second video that starts out with them already fighting, right? So there's more to this story. We should look at this objectively and try to figure out what really happened. They don't see shit that way. They see black and white is wrong. Period. That's it. And if you think I'm full of shit or if you think I'm crazy, you better get in touch with reality real soon. White men are the most unaccountable people on earth. They've done so much wickedness on earth of which they've not been nor held accountable for. Again, he's talking about shit that happened yesterday. Oh no, it wasn't yesterday. It was a couple years ago, right? No, he's talking about shit that happened hundreds of years ago. And again, he wants me to be held accountable for it. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Says Mr. Cracker Stacks. Yep. You tweet, we fight. Good point. This is the only white man that's been held accountable. Translation: white folks should be allowed to commit as many offenses against black people without having to face consequences of their actions. Oh, the fuck ever that. Call respect, motherfucker. I bet respects him now because y'all don't have any respect for anyone, even your own kind. He's got a point there, I guess. I bet he got his ass beat for saying something just like this. Probably true. Y'all the ones that fuck animals, though. Oh, god damn, I gotta see this. What kind of shit have we stumbled onto here? At Grok, have white men been held accountable for slavery? Again, notice this: white men. It's just the men been held accountable for slavery. Never mind that the first slave owner was black. Indians owned slaves. Uh, wasn't There's no logic here, man. They don't care. They don't want to know the truth. They want to think it's this way and only this way, and I deserve to be violent because of it. Have white men been held accountable for slavery, Jim Crow, or apartheid? Apartheid. Wow. Accountability for slavery, Jim Crow, and apartheid is complex and debated across sources. This is going to infuriate me. I know it. In the U.S., slavery legally ended in 1865. Jim Crow via 1960 civil rights laws, but no federal representation. Some states, institutions issued apologies and local payments. Views differ. Supporters cite ongoing wealth gaps. Opponents note complexity and time passed. In South Africa, post-apartheid Truth and Reconciliation Commission focused on truth telling. I doubt that. An amnesty for confessions, granting it to with reparations to victims. Critics say it over full punishment. Yeah, we all know what's going on in Africa right now. God, this shit makes me so angry, man. Like, there's still a part of me that wants to look at this guy and say, dude, I had nothing to do with it. Why are you so fucking mad at me? Why do you want to kill me for shit I didn't even do? This new push that you're seeing, that's really not much. It's mostly on Twitter, but of people kind of coming into the realization that whites are being targeted and killed at a fucking exponential rate. Um, Damn it, I lost my train of thought there. But this new push, like I said, it's only on Twitter, but some people are waking up a lot more than I ever thought would, and that does give me a lot of hope. But this is a very small number, and we're still dealing with people who don't think like we think, man. All they know is that so, somewhere, sometime, at some point in history, a black person was wronged by a white person, and that gives them carte blanche to do anything and everything they want. It's fucking crazy, man. We should not have to live like this. We should not have to deal with these people, man. Oh, that's what I was going to say. This new push that you're seeing of people sort of coming to grips with what's happening to us, um, and they're being called racist and everything, and that's because they're saying racist things mostly just to be edgy. But most of those people, you can go into any of these pro-white rooms in here, and you'll hear a lot of times, which I'm not sure is helpful for us or not, but you'll hear a lot of times that I don't hate anybody. I just want to be left alone. I would just want to, I want to stop being brutalized and genocided and all that shit. What you're seeing is a reaction to them treating us this way for decades upon decades, man. And it's getting worse. I read a stat that said black men kill more white men, or kill 4 times the amount of white men than the KKK ever killed black men in their entire run. So every year, black men kill 4 times the amount of death caused by the KKK in their entire span. Every year this happens, 4 times the amount. And nobody's saying anything about that. There's no committees. There's no protests. Nobody cares. We can't vote our way out of this. We can't fix it. We have to take drastic actions, and that first involves us coming together as a group. And I think that's going to be one of the hardest things to do because we've been so programmed to not do that. You saw the guy. You saw the guy. Oh yeah, let's see if I can find that kid. So just more. The KKK. What are they? Is this real? Probably not. Look at this shit. God, man. It makes me so angry I can barely fucking see straight. What are we gonna do about this, man? When are we gonna stop this shit? Oh, fuck, man. Let me see if I can find that kid that, man, it makes me angry. We'll watch this while I search for the kid who got his throat cut by a black man. So
I've been working on a special
CNN just put out a hit piece on white Christians. Well, you can read it. I'll just play this, and I will see if I can find that kid.
Project examining the growing influence of Christian nationalism in America. If you're not familiar, Christian nationalism is an ideology rooted in the belief that our country was founded as a Christian nation and that our laws and institutions should reflect Christian values. In the lead up to my hour-long documentary this weekend, we're going to bring you a preview of what you'll see, starting off with the assassination of Charlie Kirk last year. Experts say it was a pivotal moment for the movement and an occasion where the tragedy of his loss unified Christian nationalists and the Trump administration as they honored him.
September 21st, 2025.
America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock, and a nation in mourning. Charles James Kirk was heinously murdered.
That young man, I forgive him. Charlie Kirk, a conservative activist and prominent Christian nationalist, was assassinated. It became a rallying call for those who believed in his message.
Our greatest evangelist for American liberty became immortal.
And it was a call to action.
My charge to all of you, put Christ at the center of your life as he advocated for giving his.
Notice the tone of this
memorial
hit
service
piece.
was one of the most potent examples of the shift in our culture that we're experiencing right now, where a large segment of American Christians are being activated by these ideas, radicalized by these ideas that say that they are the persecuted ones and that they need to stand up for Christians' rights.
First of all, what's wrong with that? Everybody else can do that without a problem in the world. Man, it, uh, it legitimately makes me so angry. And here's why. Here's a good fucking reason why I get so angry about this. Well, number one, we're not doing anything about it, and it doesn't end.
Well, for the past several months,
all we do is leave replies on Twitter. That's it. And they're so scared of that they're putting out hit pieces like this. And you're going to see a lot more of this coming because they're about to turn it up because they do not want white people collectivized. They do not want us tribalizing. Who is they? I don't know. I wish I could say for sure. A lot of people say it's the fucking it's the Jews and all that stuff. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I definitely don't think it's just them. I think China has a big part in this. I don't know. Really, it doesn't matter because the fight is right here on the ground in front of us every day, and we need to start. The fight is in the barracks. The fight is at the bus stop. The fight is in the hockey ring. The fight is everywhere at the sports. It's everywhere, and we have to start fighting, man. So when I was looking for that kid who just got his throat cut the other day, I forgot about this and stumbled onto this instead, which I'm sure we've all memory hold by now and totally forgot about. Remember the hockey player that cut another white man's throat in the middle of a game and said it was an accident? And not only did he get away with it when it was clearly not an accident, the next time the black man came onto the ice, he got a fucking standing ovation. How sick is that? How sick are we as a demographic, as white people? How much self guilt must you feel to do something like that? Good. So let's watch this. See that? Cut his throat with his fucking skates. Look at all that blood. Look at that. He died. Now, from here, it looks like just your average hockey collision. But there's other footage. I wish I could find it. Maybe I can. You don't lift your legs up that high accidentally. I'd say he was probably aiming for the guy's face, maybe his chest or something like that. But he meant to cut this guy open. I don't know if he meant to kill him. I don't think most likely that he probably just didn't care that much. There was a backstory to this. I can't remember it now, but I don't know. But you can see how high his leg goes up there. Look how it's like he back kicked him way high. It doesn't happen like that. So let's just say uh let's just say, let's see if I can find this. Let's just say that it was a total accident, right? So this guy accidentally killed somebody, right? Um, okay. Why give the man a standing? I believe they threw roses and shit too. I could be wrong, man, about that part of it. Um, but yeah, I mean, what's happening, man? This guy executed somebody in a hockey game with a fucking ice skate. Here's a little bit better shot of it, so you can see. Like, come on, man. Look at that. I mean, come on. That's no accident. That is no accident. So this happened in 2023, I guess. Um, so what was the guy's name? Matt Pettigrew. I want to see if I can find the standing ovation he got. Well, didn't find the footage of it yet, but I did find this from Clown World. He did not get charged for anything, as far as I remember. So anyway, you see it here. Matt Petgrave, the black man who killed him, gets a standing ovation from fans in the team's first home game since the fatal accident. A standing ovation, dude. What are we doing? For what purpose? Why? I'll tell you why. Because so many white people carry around this white guilt from black failure, white guilt. They feel bad. I don't know how they could possibly feel bad for slavery because they didn't do it. And we ended it. We've done everything we could to make up for it since. So it can't be that. I think it's because of the failures in the black community. I think Gavin McInnes talks about this a lot. These liberal whites, um, and maybe not just liberal whites, just whites in general, not all of us, not anymore, thank God, but still too many of us have this feel we don't like that we see the black community still struggling after all this time. They still can't get their shit together, despite every other group having moved on from the horrors of the past without even mentioning it anymore. And these people talk about it all day long, every day. But they feel this guilt because they're just doing so terribly. So when they see a black man inconvenienced in any way, once that they want it to be over, once that, oh, thank God, I'm sure that these I don't even know. I don't even want to think about it anymore. So this is what happens. Remember, I was searching for this guy who got his throat cut by a black man. This kid was lucky. Random horror in Florida, 44-year-old Jermaine Lynn Long slashes a 13-year-old's throat on a Daytona boardwalk. No motive, just evil. Boy's neck cut down to the meat, artery missed by millimeters. So the boy's alive, he's fine. Look at this. What were we talking about at the beginning of this? Accountability. This is what we're talking about when they say something should be done. I'm reading this tweet right here, this reply. This is what people are talking about when they say something should be done when people are released from jail over and over again. And this time it almost caused a teen at the beach minding his own business nearly lost his life for no reason. Where is the accountability? Now, do you think that any of the people from the first Twitter thread that I showed you where the military guys were fighting, well, one was caving in the other guy's head and shit. Do you think any of those people, because we were talking about accountability, remember all the replies to my comment on that post was all about accountability. Where's the account? I didn't make this shit up. Do you think that any of them feel guilty for what this man did to this white kid? No. But they want me to feel guilty. Not only do they want me to feel guilty, they want me to pay them for shit that happened hundreds of years ago. They don't give a fuck about what this man just did yesterday. And I don't think that they should, except for the fact that they'll hold this man up as some kind of hero in the black community if it comes to that. If this man that did this, if he got a scratch on him during his arrest, or if his arrest just looked rough or had the least bit of bad optics, there would be riots in the streets for days, if not weeks or months. That's how tribal they are. They don't give a fuck about any of this other shit. They don't care that he tried to kill a kid for no reason. They don't care about that. They see black man, white man bad. That's it. So if this black man is inconvenienced in any way during this process, they're going to riot. And what's fucked up is there'll be white people out there rioting right alongside them, as if it makes any sense. And this goes on and on and on, folks. On and on and on. I hate to do it again, but I'll Emily Yukis has a great video. Let me see if I can pull that up. I would recommend you go watch it in your free time if you can. I mean, Austin Metcalf. Here it is. So Emily Yukis, her Twitter handle is at. Oh no. Okay. Anyway, her name is Linda, but it's at Alfred 77. This chick is really cool. She's like a cartoonist. She's doing the Will Stansel show right now, the cartoon Will Stansel show. Really funny stuff. But this is like a hour and a half video of black on white crimes. But not only that, it talks about how the statistics are collected. She goes into, like we talked about, where they are listing some of these people will be listed as white when they go into prison and into jail and shit. So this is a really great video. I would highly recommend giving her a follow and checking out this video along with all her other stuff she does.
Epidemic number of unarmed blacks in the street simply because of the color of their skin is simply not true. That it is a completely false narrative.
So yeah, you see here, debunking the George Floyd murder, debunking police murders of unarmed black men, which is this whole thing here, the unarmed blacks being killed at the hands of cops. Boy, you talk about something that really just got out of hand. Tim Pool has a great explanation of how that happened. It was basically the Facebook algorithm started serving up police brutality videos, among other things. And the algorithm quickly realized that those were the things that got the most shares, the most engagement. So they just kept that going. And now you've got an entire generation of more than that, really. So it's not just like Facebook. It didn't start with Facebook, but really ramped it up. To think that there's all these black men. I think it was Charlie Kirk did a video that asked a kid one time, how many black men do you think are killed every year at the hands of police? And the kid was like, he said something like, something crazy, like, what did he say, like 200,000, 400, something wild. It may have even been higher than that. and whoever it was Charlie or Crowder, one of those guys, like, no, dude, it's like 4 or 6 or something like that. Do you think that kid changed his views whatsoever? Absolutely not. But there's plenty of people running around out here who think that cops are just murdering thousands upon thousands of black men for no reason whatsoever, when the truth is, it rarely ever happens. And a lot of those that do happen are justified. But anyway, that's another story. She breaks it down pretty well in this video. I like I said, highly recommend checking it out. But I think that's gonna be it for me for the night. My voice is going because I don't usually talk this much. And yeah, I'm sick of it, man. We've got to wake up. We've got to fight back. We're dying here. And not only that, we're dying a death, a humiliating death. Seeing videos like that one that we started with, where the white guy is not even standing up. And again, I understand it because he has too much to lose, man. But we can't go out like this. We can't die off on our fucking knees trying to get the other guy, the other black guy, to understand our position. We can't tell him, please stop, please stop. I'm not racist. Slavery was before I was born. They don't care about any of that shit. So stop it. Get up on your feet and fight back, man. Do it now or die. All right, that's enough for me. I will see you guys next time. Maybe tomorrow. We'll get on the schedule soon. Thanks for watching. See you then. Oh, and by the way, what we just went over is the crackers tax. So just to get my name in there, give me a like and a follow. Crackers tax, Cracker Stacks, however you want to pronounce it. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.